As you dive deeper into the world of woodworking, your skills are refined both technically using tools and design-wise. One major way to change up your project is grain selection. This can be structural, choosing more stable cuts of timber for specific applications, or this can be purely for visuals. So what are the types of grain patterns you should look out for? How can you best identify them, and how can you best use them? There are three types of grain patterns based on how the board is cut at the mill: flat sawn, quarter sawn and rift sawn. Each has their own advantages and disadvantages, and places where they're the best choice for a piece of furniture. You can most easily tell the way a board is cut by looking at the end grain. Let's look at those three patterns in the context of table legs. For flat or plain sawn, the growth rings go across the board. This results in the side faces having nice straight lines, but the face having cathedral grain pattern. The way this is cut results in high yields from the log, so it's often the cheapest type of cut, but the downside is its lower stability and more movement as the wood expands with the grain lines. In the context of legs, flat sawn legs will have different patterns on adjacent faces, so it's not really the most suitable. Next up is quarter sawn, where the growth rings go vertically across the end grain of the board. This results in nice straight lines across the face, and the edges having that cathedral pattern, or at least part thereof. Lower yields from the logs makes quarter sawn much more expensive, but it has desirable stability and, in my opinion, more desirable looks. Figuring in wood, that is curly, fiddleback, flame or a variety of other names, is visible in quarter sawn material, less so in the other grain patterns. While quarter sawn might look nicer, when you're reduced to a square leg, just like flat sawn, it has different patterns on adjacent faces. Just like quarter sawn, rift sawn is a lower yield type cut, so it can be more expensive than flat sawn. Rift sawn has its grain on an angle, which results in straight lines that aren't as tight as quarter sawn, but it's a more dimensionally stable cut than flat sawn. However, in the context of table legs, this is where rift sawn really shines. The grain pattern is pretty darn consistent on all faces, not just opposing faces, which makes your furniture look much less slapdash and much more like you know what you're doing. This can be highlighted by looking at this board, which seems to have no corners at all until we turn off the light. Different patterns in different species of wood will be used for different applications. Book-matched cathedral grain on a pair of cabinet doors can look fantastic. The extra curly figure on a quarter sawn board can really make a tabletop pop. At the end of the day, there is no right or wrong stylistic choice. You like what you like, but knowing how to get what you like, making deliberate choices with your design decisions will make your furniture much nicer. Thanks for watching.